I didn't really even try that feature out last time. So, all right. So, as of now, it looks like we are live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and the Wisdom app.
Word.
Good stuff.
What up, peeps?
All right. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? So let me just break it down, everybody. It's over on the social media. So we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Wisdom app, and TikTok tonight. Our podcast is a live interactive show. We try to read as many comments as we can from all the places. For the people on Wisdom, they can actually call into the show and talk to us directly through the app and get their voices heard right through Wisdom. So if you don't have the Wisdom app, I highly suggest downloading the Wisdom app. Look up the Mark G Show, download it, and you can actually talk to us during the show and have a great conversation with us. Our show is sporadic. We don't really have a lot. I mean, we talk about a lot of things from politics to, just shooting the shit. Like tonight, I kind of want to talk about the Matrix theory, like because some of the shit that we're living in right now doesn't even seem real. So we're going to talk about that, and we're just going to have a blast in tonight's show. So I hope everybody enjoys it. With that being said, let me get a drink here. Let's kick off the intro and get this fucker started.
Do it.
A lot of podcasts these days. Tippy toe around everybody's little feelings. The little snowflakes are fragile. But you won't get any of that crap here. Welcome to the Mark G Show. From political issues to cultural issues to current events and everything in between, we're talking about it. And we talk about it how we want, melting the little snowflakes. This is the Mark G Show, and this is Mark G.
What's going on, everybody? I'm somewhere around here on the box. What's going on? I'm Mark G for the Mark G Show. What is happening? You guys are into a live recording of the podcast tonight, which will be found on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere else you can find a podcast later on. I was kind of chuckling during the interview because as we were talking, intro, yeah. Thanks for correcting me. It's been a while. It's been about 2 weeks since we recorded. Yeah. So when I mentioned about the Matrix and how things have been kind of weird, somebody on TikTok, DJ Scooby goes, "That's because you're in hell," he says. It feels like we're living in hell. But
I wouldn't go that far, man. Jeez. Fucking way to bring it.
I mean, with the current sitting president, maybe. Well, but before we go any further into the show, let me just fix what we got going on here. There we go.
Disclaimer.
Let me get the disclaimer out of the way before we get really into the show here tonight. Everything you will be hearing on the show tonight will be the opinions of myself, my brother, or anybody else who comes on the show to voice their opinion. It's their opinions only. It's up to you to decide what you do with the information and how you accept the information. I ask that you do your own research before you come up to any conclusions that we talk about on the show. Because we're just two brothers that bullshit and talk about what we feel is going on in the world today. And it's our opinions. And that's one thing that we've kind of lost concept of is people having their own opinions, because you should be allowed to have your own opinions.
No, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. God dang it. No. But all right. We'll say that the disclaimer's out of the way. Let's rock it on the show. TikTok is blowing up. We got people saying hi to us from Madison Alonde. Scooby saying that's because the TP is worth more than the US dollar right now.
The what?
The toilet paper is worth more than the US dollar.
Man.
Oh shit.
I mean, are you bartering? What's up, bro? What's up?
Right. Right, Scooby, how many rolls you got for us?
Oh.
How many rolls toilet paper? What's talk here? Hit me up in a DM.
Right. The barter system is alive and well.
So listen, man, Ohio's getting fucking reamed. Before we get into this the thing, poor Ohio, man, is getting smacked. They've had 3 train derailments ever since that one train derailment. So it's a total of 3 train derailments. The last one, they don't even know if there was any chemicals that spilled on it. I'm waiting to see if I can get any more intel on that one. So that's quite interesting. Oh, I see what's going on there. I can't swap screens. All right. It's on the back end, Gary. My producing methods are really bad for the TikTok.
That's all right. It's all right. But yeah, man, that's out of control. There's been a lot of train derailments, a lot of hazmat issues going on. There's been explosions in like crazy metal plants and processing plants. I mean, if one were any more intelligent than I was, they would think that there's some inside sabotage, something or another going on. Maybe it's like you see it in these movies, right? Like these little groups of people that like to get together and destroy paintings from fucking lifetimes ago, right? And
Right.
they think they're on the right side of history by doing that. And it's like one might almost think that that's what's happening to these plants and these trains and these, like they said, I think I read something about the first one, right, that let off that big cloud and everything.
You're
They
right.
said
Yep.
that what caused it was an overheated bearing,
Really?
and they were trying to slow down but couldn't. I don't know how an overheating bearing would like make it impossible to slow down. But again, I'm not a fucking train conductor or an engineer, so it's hard for me to really know.
Right.
But it just seems weird. Like, who's in charge of maintenance? Are those
Exactly.
people?
Well, that same company is the one that just had the most recent train derailment as well in Ohio. So,
Right.
like, we really got to look into this company, because if they're having all these train derailments, it's obviously on the company at this point. You can't have no denial that it is not the company.
Right.
I'm not going to mention the company's name for,
Google
liability
it.
reasons.
Just look up
Right,
train wrecks and see who.
That's it. I do have a question over on the TikTok asking if I've watched The White Noise yet. I have not watched The White Noise, but I do plan on watching that this week so I can touch base with it next week. Because with me saying that, let me open up the trail with everybody else. This show will be live every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time going forward, unless I come down sick or business calls and I have to work instead. But as of now, every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are back to our weekly broadcasting on Wisdom, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, as well as TikTok, if time says. So I will check out White Noise. I'm not sure have you heard about White Noise, Gary?
Nope.
So White Noise is a movie that's out on Netflix that talks about that's literally about a train derailment that happens in Ohio where they toxic cloud.
Shut the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, no, serious. Where the toxic cloud. So like, I've got to watch it.
When did that come out? When did that come out?
I don't know. I'll look into it, and so I'll have more information. I'm looking over here. It's the same town as well. They're telling me in the chat it's the same town as well.
That can't be real,
right? It's I don't know. Like, we got to watch the movie.
dude.
So I'm gonna watch the movie this week. It's on Netflix. It's called White Noise.
Fuck.
So I'll be watching that on Netflix.
I'm gonna
this
have
week.
to watch it too. Bitch.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch it so we can talk about the movie and talk about how well it is towards what just recently happened. I mean, I think that'd be interesting.
Bro, this is the Matrix.
Exactly. That's what I want to talk about. Like, we're seeing a lot of weird shit happening, and it really does question the Matrix theory. Granted, I don't know, man. It's so confusing, right?
Like
simulation shit, right? Exactly. I mean, but there has been a lot of shit happening as far as explosions, massive fires. Now, granted, these things happen all the time, but it seems like they're happening more concurrent now in New York. There was just a huge fire. I shared the TikTok with you, and the huge fire in New York. You can see this massive black cloud happening down in New York City.
And that's toxic. Like, that's toxic shit. They have 100 fucking firefighters out there. They have hazmat. It's like, what the is going on? You know what I mean? That shit is bananas.
It is. So with all these massive fires, these massive train derailments, these massive explosions at different plants, it does truly make you wonder, is America being attacked with it? Because the last time you and I talked, we talked about how could you attack if you're a foreign country or someone who wants to place an attack on America? How can you do it without bringing your troops strictly on the town? Plants. Yeah. My speech is off today, folks. Please bear with me. I'm still recovering from a sickness, but you got sleeper cells. You got people who are already here in our country.
Totally.
That can be activated within a phone call or just as a certain trigger that they see on TV from an interview, whatever they watch. Oh, boom. Okay, now I got to go do this. Yep. So you got these sleeper cells. You've got different things you can do. You can attack our power grid. You can attack our food sources. You can attack different aspects of what makes Americans live off of. Once you start dwindling us down on that factor, you're weakening us, especially if you hit our food sources. If you hit our power sources, you're weakening the American infrastructure. And that's how
Which
you're
is
going to take down
already.
America.
So it's like, and if you think about it, like we've been around for a couple hundred years, and it's like we haven't, unfortunately, like we didn't develop our cities with like a long-term forward-thinking vision. Our bridges are failing. Like our bridges have been around for a long time, and they're failing. They're old. They're tired. They've been through fucking decades of weather, extreme weather. You know what I mean? It's like you have cars, and it's like cars are getting bigger and heavier, and there's more of them. And cities that were built to have 30, 40,000 people now have 80, 90,000 people, 100,000 people. And it's like, it's just, we didn't develop with a forward thinking growth mentality. And it's like,
Right.
living in Portland, I'm seeing this. Like, I'm a transplant here from 5 years ago, and it's like I've seen traffic get worse. I've seen so much new building and new development happening over here, and it's like that's a lot of people that are on these very slow 30-mile-an-hour roads, and it's like I'm like a quarter mile from a light, and that shit is backed up past my house during rush hour. And it's like, holy shit, that's a lot of people who are like being severely inconvenienced. But the city looks at it as like, hey, that's revenue. That's more people living here. And it's, you know, that's one city. And if you think fucking Ohio, you think Utah, you think some of these smaller towns, it's just going to continue happening.
Right.
Like our rail, have you seen the railroad? Like the actual tracks that go through certain parts of Ohio?
I have not, no.
Dude, rickety as shit.
Really?
So bad. Like they do, like if you're a train conductor, like, or if you know somebody who is, comment on that shit, man. It's the rails are grossly outdated, grossly undermaintained, and they're in horrible shape.
All right. Well, Scooby is over here participating quite well in the TikTok side.
Scooby,
I guess right. So according to Scooby, all the Walmarts are going to be closing in Oregon.
Yeah, because there's so much fucking theft, dude. I was just looking at some footage today. Yeah, and because they're not stopping people from stealing. So if you want some shit, go into Walmart and just take it, because they're not going to stop you from taking it. And so people are like, okay, so they go and do it. And the problem with Walmart is it's like the fucking country's largest consignment store. So if you're selling a product and you want it to be sold through Walmart, you have to put up that product for so it's consignment, right? So I'm going to give you 4 truckloads of my product, and when you sell them, you pay me. But Walmart's not quick to pay. They're dragging their feet 90, 120 days to even pay their vendors. So it's like you're basically Walmart's bank for a year while they attempt to sell your product. If it doesn't sell fast enough, they send it back to you on your dime. So not only are you out the logistics to get your product into that facility, it sits there for 6 months. It doesn't sell. Then you have to ship your shit back at your cost. They are a fucking horrible company.
I hate shopping there. The wife has to like fool me to go shopping there.
I just don't like, I mean, look, if you're a multi-billionaire business mogul, you probably love their business model because it's no fucking risk for the business. That's Walmart. But for the vendors, for people trying to sell their product through Walmart, it's a fucking horrendous nightmare. So fuck Walmart. Close all your goddamn stores in Portland.
I didn't know Portland, Oregon was as bad as Sacramento, California, because I knew that shit was happening in Sacramento, where people were just able to walk in and steal whatever they want. No one was stopping them, and I did not realize Portland was as bad as well.
Dude,
so Portland,
it's fucking horrible.
Interesting. DJ Scooby's telling me that Hannaford is owned by a German company. If you're not familiar with Hannaford, Hannaford is a grocery store that's here in Maine.
Yep.
So I guess that's owned by a German company. Interesting.
I mean, is that a problem?
No, I don't know what it is. I think he's just throwing out facts.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he likes it. He likes to throw out different facts.
Okay, that's cool. I'm all right with that. I don't have any animosity to modern day German people.
Right. So Irvin Silverman, this could be an interesting conversation between my brother and I. I kind of get what you're asking on that one. I will give you my opinion on it, my thoughts, since
the
you're
question?
asking. He's asking what are my thoughts on this app ban. So this is coming from the TikTok side. So I can tell you right now, as from seeing this happening from even the prior administration during the Trump administration, where they talked about the banning of TikTok, where it never happened, I can see it happening on a government level. I could possibly see it happening for anybody within the military to protect information. I do not see it going anywhere on the civilian side. I really don't. If anything, I see that possibly an American company may come out and purchase TikTok to keep it with on the American side, but I do not see TikTok going anywhere. Gary says get rid of it. I do not see it. I do see it as another income revenue for a lot of people. But here's the thing.
So is that worth giving China access to everything?
Let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this before you blow up on that aspect, because that's what everybody says, right? Oh, China this, China Intel this.
Yeah.
How many other apps do you think that's within the App Store that has all this intel going to different banks other than TikTok that you won't hear about? The only reason why you hear about TikTok is because of the way it's allowing people to have a voice. You'd be amazed at how many voices you see on TikTok that would blow you away.
I don't think it's so giving people a voice is a good thing, right? Like we want more people.
We do, but the government don't.
Yeah, fuck them. So I think giving the people the power is a good thing. But the problem is it's a Trojan horse. And like we need to, you're getting money, but you're losing your freedom. And what's happening is, so say you're a friend of somebody who's in the military, and it's like you're not in the military, but your friend is, or your relative, or your brother, sister, cousin, fucking whatever is, right? So these phones are listening, and we know they're listening. They're listening all the time. And when you're downloading these apps, you're giving TikTok access to all of your photos, all of your communications, all of your text messages, all of everything. So you have no privacy, and you have no privacy anyways. But would you rather, I mean, our government is already corrupt and bought and paid off, and it's a nightmare already in and of itself. But
right.
Do you want to give your enemy access to the entire country's communication? They know where you are. They can geolocate you. You talk shit about them. They know who you are, where you are. They can find you. Okay. So let's take it a step further. Now they know what your face looks like. They know where you go and how you travel, where you work, everything. What's to stop them from sending over 4 million drones to just kill the shit out of everybody who's got guns?
Right, but that's just not the TikTok. That's numerous apps out there. See, and
TikTok is the most used. It has the most downloads. It has the most users. And so it's just spider webbed throughout everything. So I think TikTok is giving China and their government and I'm a paranoid conspiracy theorist that doesn't like communistic, authoritarian fucking governments, okay, that overstep the bounds that they should be having. But it's like, if they know what you look like and where you go, it's not hard to program a drone or some sort of device to target you specifically and all of your friends. And if you're a fucking gun-toting, second fucking amendment loving American, what would stop them from targeting you? Right? So we have a massive military that's retired vets, civilians who love and believe in our Constitution, right? So what's to stop them from targeting you specifically through all of your geolocations? They know exactly what you look like. I can program a drone to say, target this motherfucker. It knows what you look like and it knows where you go. And these drones are being built by the millions right now. So it sounds super hyper conspiratorial, but 10 years ago, nobody ever thought that we'd have a nation that's got 30% of the people okay with a bunch of transgenders doing fucking strip teases in front of 6-year-olds. Yet here we are.
Touche.
Yeah.
And there you guys go, my brother's.
That's my rant. Sorry. I'm gonna breathe now and take a bite of my food here. So,
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh shit! Hold on, I'm catching up on the comments now.
sorry, I know I'm crazy, guys.
I heard 41 states banned and heard stuff about banning it for all of US. Facebook has more users than TikTok by 3 times the user. Instagram is almost twice as much. Right. So no, you guys, I get it. I don't think it's going anywhere.
And
As far as
tapped into all these other apps, right? Because you can API all of these things together. You post on TikTok,
Right.
it goes to your Facebook. So
the same with Instagram and Facebook, right? You post on Facebook and go to your TikTok. So I mean, it's all tied in. It's all there. Social media in itself is a danger zone.
Yeah.
No matter where you look at, just not TikTok, but all social media is a danger zone. You could track anybody through any of the social medias. And Mark Zuckerberg's been called out on himself. He's actually had to go upon Congress for some of the shady shit that Facebook has done. Far as that goes, but that's my brother's true opinion on TikTok, folks. Like, as far as the opinion on if TikTok is going anywhere, no, I don't think it is. As far as you guys asking, I really don't think. I think it's going to be on a government level. I don't think it's going to be on a civilian level as far as TikTok goes. So no, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I hope it does. Fuck TikTok.
As we're live on TikTok, I love it. Oh shit. Anyways, folks, listen, like I said, once again, we're going to be live every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is just more of a shoot the shit type of thing, having a great conversation. If you guys have any topics you want to ask us questions about, feel free to chime in the conversation piece. We were touching base on Ohio. How about Biden's visit to Ukraine? I'm not sure if we talked about that on our last podcast, but Biden's surprise visit to Ukraine instead of going to Ohio. He went overseas to,
so weird, right?
show his love to
So
Ukraine
weird.
versus showing his love to American citizens.
Did you see some of the photos of like the Ukrainian president like leaning in and like kissing him on the cheek? I get it, it's European, whatever.
Right.
Weird.
Oh, between that, you watched him walking during the air raids. Have you ever seen a U.S. president still remaining out in the opening during any air raid sirens ever?
I just don't buy it, dude.
Like, no. The Secret Service should have came in and swooped him up and put him in a friggin' bunker if that's the case. Like, he had no protection. There was
Good. Maybe they were hoping something weird would happen.
maybe, but listen, there's air raid sirens going off at that time. Your job, regardless of whether we like him or not, your job as a Secret Service agent is to protect the president at all times. There is a friggin' air raid siren going off. You do not know where the friggin' mortars are coming, where the missiles are coming down at. Your job is to get the president into safety. Nobody swooped in to get him into safety at all. So yes, it does make it fishy. It makes it extremely fishy. Were those air raid sirens timed and planned to make Biden look, quote unquote, like a badass? But he's not. But it was probably to make him look tough, because if there was a real air raid siren, they would have swooped in and grabbed the president and put him into safety. He never was.
So fragile. You see him walking. I get it. He's old. He's too fucking old to be our leader.
And he wants to run a second term.
He ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna win. If he
His
does,
wife is pushing him.
well, she better not
she's
push
a
too
doc-
hard. She's gonna break his hip. That
Or
fucker's
fall-
old and fragile, dude.
Or he'll fall down Air Force One again.
Hopefully.
Did you? Scooby was just posted. I did see the bruise on his forehead when he fell down the Air Force One steps down there. Scooby, I did see that. I mean, he is too old. There's no way that if he wins a second term, if by chance he wins a second term, by every conspiracy theorist that people have been saying about, you got to agree with them. It will be 100% rigged. It will be 100% rigged if he wins.
There's so many people who are Democrats that I know are not happy with him.
No, he didn't keep what he promised.
And I'm in Portland, and Democrats are not happy with him. So, I mean, if people in Portland are not happy with him, it just, it really makes me think how puffed up are the numbers, the whatever polls they do to lie to the public about whatever percentage people are actually supporting him,
Well, it's funny, there is a song. I want to say the song is by Burden. He's a rapper, and he has a quote in there. Do you believe that this man got more votes than the first black president?
Not a
I don't
chance in
believe,
hell.
no, right? Exactly. I mean, but listen, folks, as we go through this, you're going to learn that yes, I like the fact that Donald Trump did get the first term. Do I think Donald Trump should run again? No, but do I think that we need another Republican conservative in there other than a leftist or a Democrat? Yes. Democrats are destroying our country right now. No matter which way you're looking at, Democrats are destroying our country. And I see it. I see it on TikTok. I've watched a few live streams where people are still praising them. They think it's great that we're sending all of our hard-earned tax money over to Ukraine versus helping Americans over here, versus helping people in Ohio. They've sat there. I've watched these live streams where they say that the Ohio people can suffer, that the Ukrainians need it more than us. No, they do not.
Can I file Pfizer and Ukraine as dependents on my taxes this year?
I mean, I think we should.
Definitely should, right? Like I don't want my money going to fucking these monopolies.
Right. I did see a video that made me laugh my ass off. This lady, she packed up her bags, got her suitcase packed. She's running to her door. It was a funny video made. And her husband's like, "Babe, where are you going?" She goes, "I'm going to Ukraine." He's like, "Why are you going to Ukraine?" She goes, "I'm going to tell Zelensky to give me back my stolen money."
Seriously, man. That shit's ridiculous.
It is. It is absolutely ridiculous. We should be using this money here on the U.S. soil. There's a shit ton of Americans suffering here in America. We got veterans that are homeless that shouldn't even be homeless. We've got people suffering in Ohio with dirty water. I mean, fuck. Here's another fishy fact. Let's go back to Ohio for a minute. For a minute. Dear God, there I go. The plane that crashed, that had people on there to go test the air quality and the water. Yes.
Yeah.
That were going there to test the waters and the air quality of Ohio. The plane crashed and all of them died.
Yeah. Where'd they fly out of? Just out of curiosity.
That's $1 million. I
know where they flew out of.
Do you? Where?
They flew out of the Clinton Airport in Arkansas.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's just a weird little fun cookie crumb fact for you. Clinton's at it again, doing what the Clintons do, Clinton and people.
I fucking love it. There you are. Yeah, 100%. That is fucked up. Like this is just the weird shit that's been happening, right? Like if you know too much, you're gone.
Yeah. So there's been a Russell Brand has been on a fucking mission lately, talking a bunch of shit about all this stuff. And it's just like, there's been a lot of people having pretty unique suicides lately, like being tied to a tree, shooting yourself twice in the head with a shotgun 40 feet away. How do you do that? That's weird.
Fucking talented.
Super talented suicide. There.
Fucking talented.
Just like these fucking people who are speaking up need to be very careful, because they're gonna somehow have 4 shots to the back of the head with no gun to be anywhere around them, and it's gonna be a suicide.
Right.
It's just Clintons.
Right. I agree there. Techman's over on TikTok saying that U.S. vets get treated like shit in a cow field.
It's fucking horrible.
It's absolutely horrible. I mean, the VA sucks. The VA does treat you like shit. Like the VA's there, supposed to be there for the vets. But when you go there, it's a bullshit of a run. You get a run around. Takes forever to get your meds. Takes forever to get seen. It takes forever to get the proper medical care. So you end up trying to go to your local hospital. And now these days, let's talk about that. The local hospitals are jack shit too. You're not getting the proper treatment there. You go in there and complain of a certain thing, and they're treating you for another thing, saying, okay, you're out of here, because they're short-staffed. Why are they short-staffed? Because we're forcing these fucking, once again, quote-unquote, jabs on people in order for them to get a job, so they're leaving because they'd much rather have their freedoms than being forced with a jab.
Yeah.
So we've got that.
Out of a career.
Yep. Exactly.
It's the weirdest shit in the world, man. Like, the world has literally gone nuts. The pro powerlifting, I just posted something today. I need to revisit it, but like the powerlifting circuit, powerlifting, men who are pulling 1,000 fucking pounds off the floor. Yeah, so men who identify as women can now powerlift in the women's category. The sport, it's just like that's just another fucking thing that's just you don't allow transgender women to lift with biological women. You just don't fucking do it. It's like you want a transgender woman to beat the fuck out of another woman because that's what's going to happen. It's just, it blows my mind that people are so caught up in these horseshit policies that they're passing. Like the courts ruled that it's okay.
I don't see how that is. Okay, so here's the thing. I 100% agree with you because number one, regardless if you identify whatever, I don't care. But you got to understand the concepts of biology. A man is physically built different than a female. Regardless if you're a male, you've got a different muscle structure than a female. So therefore, you've got more power. Look at that poor MMA fighter who almost died. Like, this is, I 100% agree with you, and that should not be happening. And listen, I'm the first person to tell you, I don't care what you want to identify as. If you don't mess with my life, I really don't care. But the problem is when you start doing steps like what you're saying with sports, you're making an unfair advantage. What's going on, Blake? I see you over there. Scooby's also saying something. I'd have to look into this one. But he's saying that Pfizer paid Fauci $400 million.
Yeah, I heard something about that too.
You did hear about? Okay,
yeah,
I'll have to look into that.
I didn't look into the thing because I got busy at work, but I did skim through it, and there was some kickbacks.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that kind of bribery is so beyond dishonest, and it's like the biggest problem with that is that now that's public news. Ain't shit gonna happen.
Right.
Prosecute Fauci. It's never gonna fucking happen, and that just goes to show how insanely corrupt our government is at this moment in history. By far, the craziest, most corrupt shit is going on in our government. It's
100%.
Absolutely bananas, dude.
I mean, look at Hunter Biden's laptop. It's finally out and about, and they're finally acknowledging it. And the Republicans are finally trying to get it up there. But
disinformation.
Right. But now every media source is out there calling it, but nothing's going to happen. We've got a year left till elections, right? And so like no one cares anymore. And that's the sad part. If they would have known about Hunter Biden's laptop at the beginning of an election, they even said that Biden would have had a chance. Mm-hmm. Biden would not have had a chance if it was for the laptop. If people knew how corrupt he was back then.
The media, man. The media is bought and paid for. The leadership is bought and paid for. Oh, universities like Stanford and Yale and whatever, like they're not even like merit doesn't matter anymore. Like used to be, you have to score a certain score on your SATs or whatever test you have to take to get into there. Gone. They're just taking people in based off of fucking anything now. It's basically a community college.
Right. So I want people's opinions on this within chat. I can't see any chat right now because I got a different screen pulled up. I also, if anybody on Wisdom wants to chime in on this, please do.
Yeah, I'm going to read. You guys are smarter than us. Someone chime in, please.
I want someone to chime in on this article that I'm about ready to read. I don't want your opinion on it, Gary. I'm not even going to give my opinion on it. I want to see. I want people in chat or people on Wisdom to chime in on this article, and I want their opinions on it and see how they think this article comes out on. This is an article that you already shared to me.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I already got you. So the title of this article comes from the New York Post. You can exercise yourself to death. This says the new study,
which is not inaccurate, but
right. No, but let's go ahead and continue reading it. Too much exercise can kill you. Scientists have revealed white men, let me repeat that, white men who work out at least 7.5 hours a week are nearly twice as likely to suffer from heart disease as those who do not do a moderate amount, in a new study shows. Researchers in Chicago compared 25-year exercise patterns and made the surprising discovery that very active white men are 86% more likely to experience a buildup of plaque in the heart arteries by middle age. But this didn't apply to black men, they discovered. In Whoa, shit. I hate their ads. It was suggested that high level of exercise over time caused stress on the arteries, leading to higher coronary artery calcification, also known as CAC. However, scientists warn that people should not stop exercising. The team from the University of Illinois at Chicago and Kaiser Permanente looked at the physical activity trajectories of 3,175 black and white participants in the long-term cardiac study and assessed the presence of CAC. That's so long of an article. But the study group had 8 follow-up examinations over 25 years from 1985 through 2011, starting at age 18 to 30 and finishing at age 43 to 45. So I'm just curious on that. If anybody's in the medical field, please, I mean, obviously I understand that we do have maybe a possible different genetics, but I am curious on anybody's opinions within that article. I really don't want to give my opinions on this one probably until next week. But we can revisit this. Gary, keep your mouth shut. Keep your lips sealed. I see you want to spiel out on this one.
Fuck.
But seriously, I want to see if anybody chimes in on that article. What do you grasp from that article? Is it genetically, or is this it just because it goes upon a lot of stuff that I've been hearing a lot? Segregation happening in colleges.
So crazy.
You now have rooms. Like, I thought we were done with segregation, right? I thought we ended that, and now we've got rooms made for blacks, Latinos, their own separate sections again in colleges where they can go. I'm sorry, but to me that seems racist when we have that happening within our colleges. That to me is
aggressive.
Yeah, I believe we should all be in a room together, getting along together. That is what you call getting, that ends racism.
United. We should be united as a fucking country, but there's so much goddamn division that's going on right now. Kamala Harris was talking about something today that I saw, and she was talking about why all conservatives are bad. And I'm like, all of them? Every single one of them?
What?
That's fucking like super divisive. I thought this was supposed to be like the leadership of America was supposed to be all inclusive and trying to bring everybody together, but all conservatives are bad people. And it's like, what the amount of division that's being spewed from this fucking I don't even know. Political leaders. It's bananas, man. And there's so many people who are just eating it up, and they're leaning into it so hard. And like,
and the sad part is it's both sides.
It is both sides.
It is
that
both
is
sides.
The fucking problem.
It is both sides causing one of the biggest divides that we've seen in the while. Like, ever since Trump has been elected, we've seen this division get even bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's absolutely freaking insane.
Have you seen?
We're going backwards in time.
So backwards. That's what I'm talking about. Massive regression. Did you see the January 6th footage?
Which one?
So the guy that got put into 20 years of prison with the horns.
Oh, him! I have seen him when he came into the.
So there's a bunch of people walking him politely, calmly through the fucking walking him through. Nice and calm.
They let him in.
They let him in, and they fucking
let him in.
They were just walking calmly with him. Like, they guided him to that room. Like,
so
nobody's gonna. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm being corrected in chat.
Oh, okay.
First, Tech Man says racism will always be around no matter how hard we try to stop it. 100% agree on
Totally.
that.
Yeah.
Scooby did say no. He's telling me that it's ever since the Obama administration that we've started seeing the division. I mean, I can kind of see that a little bit. I can see where Obama did start it.
Yeah, for sure. And yes, there will always be some level of racism, but it seems to be ramped the fuck up right now, which is very regressive. Like, we're supposed to be progressing as a society, and I don't. It's hard to believe that we are making progress because of these types of news articles that are being put out, and it's disheartening. At the very least, it's disheartening. Like, I have friends of color, and it's like, I love all of those people. I love all of my friends. And it's like, I just, I, there's, and like anybody says, I'm not racist. Like, look, man, the truth is everyone has had many thoughts of being a racist or said some sort of derogatory slander, right? Because it's just human nature. But it's like, is your intent with every single person of color or every single minority to be spiteful and to like categorize them? Or is it to look at them and put your bias aside and just say, how is this human? Right? Like, how is this particular individual human? How do they stack up against other humans? Right? Like that's really what people need to start doing. And it's like, you're looking at these universities and it's like, these universities are breeding people to definitely be very, very judgy, specifically based off of gender and race, which it means life is too comfortable right now. Things are so good that we need to really focus on race and gender instead of just having conversations and being like civil with everybody. It's fucking weird, man.
It is, absolutely. So we have a question from a listener asking if we ever have guests. We do have guests whenever guests want to come on the show. Matter of fact, we're also live on an app called Wisdom, which you can download from your phone or from your tablet. You can find us on there. You can actually come on as a audio guest. You can come right through here and talk to us via audio right through the Wisdom app. You can request a spot. Once again, it's the Wisdom app. You can find it on your iPhone, Android, whatever device you have. Download it. Look up the Mark G Show. You can find us on there. If that hopes that answers your question. But no, I 100% agree with you. And the sad part is too, you can tell that they're just trying to divide us, because that's another way of breaking down America, right?
Divide.
You get us divide. Yeah, divide and conquer. You divide us, and we're going to fight amongst each other. Once you take away our food sources, we start fighting against each other because we're fighting for the food to feed our family, feeding ourselves. Yeah, it's coming.
But what's crazy is like, I feel like the time where Americans were probably closest and most united was after 9/11.
100%.
Right. And that's unfortunate because ever since then, things have gotten significantly worse, which is interestingly enough. But I feel like those crazy adverse events that happen, they kind of shift people's perspectives and it makes them realize what's important. Right. Like food, water, shelter, family, loved ones, health. And then like, but right now, as I was saying, life in America has become so damn comfortable that we have like, what is it? 60% of America is overweight. And I don't mean just like you got a couple of extra pounds. I mean like fucking grotesquely overweight, obese. And that's not a good thing. But you can't exercise, especially if you're white, because you're going to die from exercise. The fuck?
I knew he's going to find a way to go back to that article.
Sorry.
Back off, Gary. Told you next week. Next week.
It's something I care about deeply. Health and fucking fitness. So it's like
Scooby over in the chat side says, "Stop picking on me. I'm on a diet." But
lift heavy, bro. It'll get you to where you need to be.
Let's see. What else? Oh, also an update. Remember the show that we did when we had Scooby on the show in regards to his son that was shot and killed by his stepfather? Yeah. Yes. He was charged with murder. So they're just waiting on the court date now for that one.
Okay.
So he was charged with murder. So at that point, that guy's currently sitting in jail, just going.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
More than enough.
You take someone's life.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. Doesn't matter.
You should. Right. No, the only time you should ever take someone's life is when your life is in absolute danger and it's either your life or their life.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And, it's like, it's unfortunate if it gets to that point, but self-defense is one thing, but if you're just, hard to say what self-defense is these days, right? Because words are violent.
Well, there was a video I just saw. Can't wait to know what prison he's going to. Oh, gotcha. No, there was a video I just watched. It's going somewhat viral of a woman. I don't know. Now, mind you, we live in a world, right, where everybody records shit. They don't go out and help anybody anymore. They
Nope.
just sit there. Oh, I got to record this for views or whatever. They don't go out and help anybody. Well, this is one of those cases. We literally watched a video, and it's a gruesome video, but it's going viral, of a guy who's sitting next to a homeless man. So the homeless man is sitting on the curb, and the guy literally was having issues racking his firearm, putting one in the chamber while he was standing next to the homeless man.
For a hot minute trying to get his firearm. Yeah.
Once he got it in the position, he literally point blank shot the homeless man right there on the curb.
Dude.
And everybody's saying, why didn't one single person go out and try to tackle him, number one, as he's trying to rack, because he's not fucking loaded. Why didn't you go out there and try tackling his ass? And number two, where the hell the concealed carriers out there? Why didn't one of them go ahead and get in position and friggin' drop the friggin' guy holding the gun?
Did anything happen to that guy? Did they find him? Has he been arrested?
I do not know. I do not know.
That's straight up execution. That dude executed a human being for allegedly no reason. I don't know what no discernible reason. I don't know what the fuck was happening beforehand, but didn't look like it deserved that. And I saw that video pop up a couple times. I watched it once because I was curious because I didn't know what the hell was happening. And then once it happened, I saw it on Twitter, and I've been seeing a lot of videos like that on Twitter. And I understand that there's the whole, freedom of speech and content thing, but it's like,
right.
There's been an alarming amount of videos like that popping up.
There have been.
And like, as somebody who supports the Second Amendment, that's not a mentally sane person who should be allowed to carry a firearm. And I do
100%.
think there should be some sort of, there's a mental health crisis.
Yeah.
There's a mental health crisis going on in America. And I don't know how much worse it needs to get before people can go, yeah, there's a mental health crisis. Because people have, every time I bring that fucking point up, everyone's like, it's not mental health, it's the guns.
It's guns kill people. People kill people.
Fucker behind the goddamn gun that's using it, and that person has mental issues.
Right.
We need to start there. We need to correct that first and foremost, instead of the whole, guess what? America's obese. We don't fucking ban spoons, do we? Everyone's fat. Nobody fucking cares about it.
We don't ban Twinkies.
Twinkies should be illegal. Soda should be fucking illegal, dude. 36 grams of sugar per can of soda. Get the fuck out of here.
Trust me. You know how much I used to drink when I drank soda?
Bro.
I used to drink a 12-pack a day.
Dude.
I used to drink a 12-pack of soda a day when I used to.
Have you ever weighed out 36 grams of sugar?
It's quite a bit of sugar.
Have you ever weighed it out? Like,
I have
seen what 36 grams of sugar looks like?
I have not.
It's ungodly amount of sugar.
We do have a question coming in from Tech Man over on TikTok saying, what's your opinion on normality?
Of what?
Normality.
I don't know what that is.
I'm trying to hold on. Maybe am I reading that right? Yeah, it's normal tea. And
is it a tea, like a drink?
No, I don't understand
normal
the question.
Tea? I don't know what that is.
Normality.
What's normal tea?
Normality.
What, like being a fucking well-balanced human being? Is that the question?
I don't know. Tech Man, could you
re-ask that question, reword it, because I'm an idiot. Because I'm fucking dumb and I need things worded like 6 different ways before I get it.
As we say at the beginning of the podcast, we're just two idiot brothers just talking our opinions and thoughts of everything that's going on in our country and the world today. So please talk to us a little bit slower. Like I see some of these people's like MDs and PhDs over on Wisdom, and like
I gotta Google that word.
I'm waiting for one of them to chime in to yell at us. But are you looking it up right now?
On the state of being usual, typical, or expected. So, I mean, if that's the question, look, I know everybody thinks that they want to be an individual and be unique and be special. Look, everyone's a fucking just a moron.
Oh, okay. So Techman says, so with the pandemic, let me reword that. So with the pandemic, do you ever think life will go back to normal?
No,
Not 100. No,
not even fucking close.
No.
Something so goddamn amazing has to happen if life is going to go back to normal.
Too many people got scared. Listen, as I've worded before to my children, because actually our 9-year-old son did ask my wife and I if COVID was real. And we said, yeah, COVID is real. But here's the thing. Oh, here's a funny fact about COVID. You can remember YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, and TikTok. I did give you all a disclaimer telling you that whatever I say is opinions of myself. Remember that disclaimer. Reports are coming out now that natural immunity is great against COVID. It's all starting to come out now. Wow. Wait a minute.
Who would have thunk it?
Wasn't conspiracy, quote unquote, conspiracy theorists saying that all along? Wasn't Joe Rogan saying that, who got bashed on by the media? I mean, come on.
Dude. People lost their jobs. People got canceled on the internet. People got arrested, I think. People have been arrested for saying that there's only two genders. Like this, seriously, the world is going fucking insane. It's so weird.
America's on the road for a reset. America's on the road for 100% for a reset. When is the reset going to happen? We don't know. Will it happen within our time? Will we see it? We don't know. But it's due for a reset, and I believe it's going to happen soon. And now we talk about the Matrix.
Totally.
So there's glitches in the Matrix. Let's go back to the Matrix scenario, right?
Okay.
Let's get back to the Matrix scenario. That was one of the great things I was talking about. Like, so we've seen videos of birds stuck in midair, wings wide open, mouth open. Is it CGI? We don't know. Is it Matrix glitching? We don't know. Hearing stories about ladies giving birth, their kids dead at birth, but then waking back up in bed with her husband, still pregnant, goes back. Yeah. Okay.
Whoa,
so you didn't.
Whoa, I don't know about this one.
All right. So here's the story. I was watching this. There's a lady that talks a lot about Matrix. She's in my agency and stuff like that.
Is that the one you sent me?
I believe so. So,
okay.
So here's the situation. This lady she woke up in labor. She goes to the hospital. She gives birth, but they have complications with the birth. The baby comes out wrapped up in an umbilical cord. The baby's stillborn. Okay. Within minutes, she wakes back up in her bed. She looks at her husband crying. What's the matter? The baby died. No, you're pregnant.
So was that a dream? Did she have a dream?
Listen, I ain't done with the story yet, Gary. Okay, I ain't done with the story yet. So she goes into labor. She goes to the hospital.
Right.
She explains it to the nurses. The baby is wrapped around the umbilical cord. I can't give natural birth. So they rush her down. They do the ultrasound and find out she's in fact what she told them. So they went down, did a C-section. The kid's now 7 years old, alive and well.
Okay.
She gave birth to a healthy baby after that.
Okay.
But what she saw was legit. Could that have been a glitch in the Matrix? Could that have been okay? So here's the way. We worked at different signs and scenarios before, right? We talk about religious beliefs. Is there a God? Could that have been a sign from a guardian angel helping protect her child? Could that have been that type of sign, right? Could that have been a glitch in the Matrix where she relived it? We don't know. And then you got the pagan side. I don't know what pagans would have called it, but what their beliefs were and something like that. But Norse pagan, because I know a few people that are Norse pagan as well. But like, how do you look at this? You can look at it in different aspects.
I mean, the way I would look at it is the motherly instinct is in the bond with that baby are like nothing that I think is explainable. And I think she probably had a dream, and I think her body. So I think our bodies can communicate with us in ways that we're just not aware of, right? So I'm thinking.
Hold on. We can't say that. I got to find the video. God dang it.
So that's why. So I did. So with limited information that I have based off of this person's experience, I would say she had a dream because she's in tune with her shit, And that's what I think.
No,
I think
I've got to find it now, Gary. I got to find it because here's the situation. I'm completely off on this story, and I really wish I could explain it better. There's a part in that story that, hold on, I'm going to open up TikTok. Damn it. There's a part in that story that we're missing.
Okay.
That really brings us to light. There's something else that happened to that woman.
But
that makes it off the dream.
So despite this particular example, I mean, I was literally having this conversation with my wife over the weekend. Like, I'm a believer in the fact that this could very well be a simulation of some sort. I've had weird shit happen where I've had dreams come true verbatim for how the dream happened. I've seen weird shit, and the stuff that's going on nowadays, it just almost makes it seem like it's,
I can't find it,
too weird to not be a simulation. The whole fucking the Mandela effect, and that alone, it's just crazy. Maybe these were viral ideas that, you know, took hold 30 some odd years ago before the internet, so there's no way to like really trace it back to its origin or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm a fucking believer that this is a simulation. I don't believe we're living in base reality.
So do you think now okay, with that presumption, when we die, okay, because we got to look at different, like, we got religious beliefs, like when we die we go to heaven, we go to hell. That's a religious belief, right? If we're bad, we go to hell. We go to heaven. So if we are living in a simulation,
okay,
and we finally shit the bed,
right,
where do we go? Do we wake up in another, like, alternate universe?
Who the fuck knows? We don't know. We don't know. There's no,
we don't.
So I've heard stories of people smoking DMT, right? So they like, I want to fucking smoke DMT so bad. I want to try that shit. I really do. It's 15 minutes, right? So the story I'm referring to is someone I heard smokes DMT, went on a trip, and when they came to,
that was weird.
So when they came to, they were shocked and surprised because they had lived 6 months. They lived another life for 6 months. And that's a 15-minute trip, right? And so it's like, if you're plugged into the Matrix and you're playing some sort of augmented video game, who's to say that they can't simulate an entire fucking lifetime in a weekend?
True.
So, I mean, we don't know. We don't fucking know. There's people right now who are living in Sims, in whatever that real life game is. There's people who live there. Like they're fucking they're Cartman from the World of Warcraft episode.
Yeah, you referenced that last week.
Yeah, right. So they're like some little fucking fat, pimply 40 fucking 6-year-old living in their mom's basement, just living on a simulation because their life is so pathetic and miserable that they can't face the world, the real world. So they live in the Sims. And there's hundreds of thousands of people doing that right now. So who's to say that there's not 12 billion fucking PCs or what other type of technology that's got a bunch of dipshits plugged into it, living in this bullshit reality that we call life, base reality, right? There's literally no way to tell.
There isn't
currently, but if you look around and you just do some basic observations, it's questionable at best. Is this base reality? I would say hell no. Not with the madness going on nowadays.
Right. Well, it's funny you say that because then you could take your concept and you think of like hauntings and ghosts and stuff like that. And now you wonder if those hauntings and ghosts that you're seeing is part of that alternate universe that we're in right now. So you transition with the actual people, like where my house is right now. Is there another building where I'm at? Is there a playground where my house is at right now in that alternate universe? Like, you never know. Like, is that how we register with like ghosts and spirits and so forth? We don't know. We got psychics, we got mediums that obviously you don't believe in, which I still would love to get one on the show.
Hey, you made a
But-
comment about that actually on Twitter.
I did. I did not get one to respond. I was
I
really
responded to it, motherfucker. Go
Oh,
check.
did you?
Yeah, because if a psychic can't tell me what the fucking lottery numbers are, because they're fake, because they don't fucking know how to tell the goddamn future. They're not psychics. They're dipshits.
Listen, I like to make a clip right now on my show. If we do have any psychics, mediums, or anything out there, please respond to this clip that I'll be posting on all social media. I would love to have you on the show and try to make my brother a little bit of a believer. But it is true, you know. I did comment underneath Elon's Musk thing saying, yes, you know, it's why can't they come with the
Psychics are
lottery numbers?
Fucking horseshit, dude. When you walk up to the door, who's there? What do you mean, who's there? You should fucking know everything about me. You're a goddamn psychic. What's my fucking name? You don't know? I'm out. You ain't getting my money. This is fucking dumb, dude.
Oh shit.
Sorry, I'm yelling at everybody.
Okay, but there is a difference between psychic and mediums, though. There is a difference. A psychic, somebody foretell. What about Nostradamus? What about Nostradamus?
What about
Nostradamus?
Nostradamus?
Nostradamus is a psychic.
No, he wasn't.
He was.
Oh, a large volcano is going to go off and kill a bunch of people. Oh, really? You call that a fucking prediction? Guess what, Mark? A big ass earthquake is going to happen somewhere in the world and a lot of people are going to die. Oh, that shit happens every fucking year. A tsunami is going to happen. If you live near the coast, beware.
God damn it. Might already mute notifications next time.
Yeah. So I don't buy it, dude. I don't buy it. It's the same. It's the same shit that like religions are based off of. Human nature is very predictable, right? It's very predictable. And so it's like there's experiments done with rats where they put these rats in a particular environment, and when there's too many rats or some shit happens, they become violent and they start killing each other. And it's like the same shit happens with people. You put too many people in cities and they go fucking insane. If you look at what happened during the George Floyd shit throughout Chicago, throughout the Bronx in New York, it's just like you put a lot of people in these tight spots where you're literally living on top of each other. Shit's going to happen. We know that. That's just like, and we fucking still fall for it every fucking time. It's like, it's just this shit's on a loop. It's very cyclical. Our behavior is predictable. And it's like, if you know that some sort of calamity has happened 500 years ago, it's probably going to happen again. Guess what? We're probably going to get hit by a comet or an asteroid again at some point in the future.
Oh,
it doesn't make me a fucking psychic. It just means the shit happened before. It's going to happen again.
By the way, I'm told that you're cracking people up over there.
Good. I hope so. And I know I'm an idiot. I don't care. I'm just going off on it.
Oh shit. Listen, folks, this show, it's almost midnight here in Maine. I do wake up with my kids in the morning. Yeah, 6 a.m. comes really quick. We will get a show a little bit earlier next time. This one's a little bit late due to me getting sick on Sunday, so we pushed over, and Gary kind of forgot that I wanted to push the show to Monday until
me on my way to the gym.
I called him when he decided to go friggin', stretch his meat a little bit. So he's back now. We're recording this every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live once again every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Wisdom. And since it seemed to go well, okay, this time we will try TikTok again as well on next Sunday.
Wisdom people, join in. Tell me how big of a dumbass I am. You guys are smart. We had a couple of good people from Wisdom that were like ridiculously intelligent. Would love to have.
They made us look like fools. It was great.
Yeah, but it's not like I'm okay with being a fool, but it's just like I want I want smart people who are like well educated and well versed in these bizarre ass rampades that we go on to, like, kind of ground us a little bit. So
Put us in our
Great.
place a little bit.
I like dealing with people who are a hell of a lot more intelligent than I am.
Right. It's great.
I like to learn from them.
Agreed.
Yeah. Join us, fuckers.
Join us. All right, guys. Remember, the show will be recording again on Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing everybody there. I will set up an event for it on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter tomorrow for it. So we'll try pre-scheduling the show so that way there everybody knows about it. And I will also schedule it over on TikTok as well so everybody can register for the podcast. Once again, I'm just going to reiterate some guests that I'm looking for. If you, by fact, would like to talk more about the Matrix theory, please hit me up over here. Send me an email on air at the Mark G Show. Another fun one, because I just want to hear the conversation my brother would have with this person if he can keep it civil. If there is any psychic mediums out there, I would love to have you on the show as well. Please email me on air at themarkgshow.com, dear God. Or if maybe you just want to be on the show and shoot the shit with us and have a three-way panel out here. Not a three-way panel. Remember that. I said three-way panel, not a three-way panel.
Damn.
Shut up, Gary. Hit me up on air at themarkgshow.com. We're out of here for this evening. I appreciate y'all tuning in.
You've been listening to the Snowflake Melter, the Mark G Show. Mark is your everyday hardworking business owner that loves America, and he certainly doesn't mind telling it like it is. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. To send an email, it's on air at themarkgshow.com. And find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Mark G Show. See you next time.